The camera opens inside a glittering office, glass walls, gold furniture, the kind of place only a millionaire could afford. The arrogant millionaire, Mr. Harrison Cole, sits at his massive oak desk. A smug smile spreads across his face as he tosses papers left and right, barely reading them. The cleaner, a humble black woman named Amara, nervously approaches his desk. In her hands is a neatly prepared résumé, clutched like it holds her entire future. She clears her throat. Amara softly, "Sir, I was hoping. If you could just take a moment to look at my qualifications." The room falls silent for a second. The millionaire looks up at her, his eyes filled with arrogance, his tone dripping with mockery. Millionaire laughing, "Qualifications? You. Don't waste my time. You're here to clean floors, not sit in boardrooms." He snatches the résumé from her hands without even glancing at it. And then, with a smirk, he crumples it and throws it straight into the trash can. The sound of paper hitting the bin echoes like thunder. The cleaner's face falls, but she doesn't cry. Instead, she stands tall, holding back the storm inside her eyes. The millionaire leans back in his chair, his voice cold. "Dreams don't belong to people like you. Know your place." The camera zooms in on Amara's face. Her silence isn't weakness, it's power waiting to rise. But what this arrogant millionaire didn't know was that fate had a plan. And soon, the very woman he humiliated would sit on the throne he thought only belonged to him. The aftermath of insult. The office is still. The cleaner, Amara, bends slowly to pick up her fallen dignity, the crumpled resume lying inside the trash bin. The millionaire, Harrison, smirks and waves his hand dismissively. Harrison mocking, "Now be useful. There's dust on that corner. That's what you're here for." He turns away, chuckling with his business partner who just walked in. They both laugh, their arrogance filling the room like poison. But the camera shifts to Amara's hands as she gently smooths the wrinkled paper. Her eyes glisten not with tears, but with quiet determination. Her inner voice whispers, "One day, this very piece of paper will be my weapon." She walks out silently, her footsteps echoing on the marble floor. Meanwhile, Harrison continues boasting to his partner. "Harrison, can you believe the audacity? A cleaner thinking she could be a manager, huh? Some people just don't know their limits." The partner laughs along, but his eyes show discomfort. He glances at the trash can, then back at Harrison, unsure if mocking someone's dreams is truly a victory. Cut to Amara in the janitor's closet. She places the résumé carefully in her bag, breathing deeply. For a moment, she stares at her reflection in the dusty mirror. Amara whispering to herself, "They see a cleaner, but they have no idea who I really am." The screen fades to black with a suspenseful line. What Harrison didn't realize was that the woman he just humiliated carried secrets that could one day change his empire forever. The hidden past. Night falls. Amara sits alone in her small apartment. The city lights glow through the window, but her room is quiet to quiet. On the table lies her résumé, now smoothed out and placed neatly. Next to it, a stack of documents, certificates, and photographs that reveal a truth no one at Harrison's office knows. She carefully opens a leather-bound folder. Inside are degrees from top universities, letters of recommendation from global CEOs, and even a photo of her giving a speech at an international business summit. Flashback begins. Amara, younger, standing on a grand stage in London. The crowd applauds as she receives an award for innovative business leadership. Her smile is radiant, her confidence unshakable. Flashback ends. Amara closes the folder, her face turning serious. Amara to herself. "They think I'm just a cleaner. They see my skin, my uniform, my silence. But they don't see my strength. They don't know the woman behind the broom." Her phone buzzes. It's a message from an old friend. Text on screen, "Amara, did you ever apply for that CEO position? You know you're more qualified than anyone else." She types a reply but pauses, staring at the blinking cursor. Her inner voice whispers, "Not yet, but my time is coming." Meanwhile, back at Harrison's mansion, his wife Isabella Cole enters their luxurious living room. She is elegant, intelligent, and far sharper than her arrogant husband realizes. She notices a faint trace of frustration in Harrison's tone as he brags about humiliating the cleaner. Isabella raises an eyebrow, clearly unimpressed. Isabella coldly, funny how you waste energy mocking others, instead of focusing on your failing numbers this quarter. Harrison's smile fades. He waves it off, but Isabella's eyes glint with suspicion. The screen fades with suspenseful music. Soon, two worlds would collide. The arrogant millionaire's pride and the black woman's hidden power. An unexpected meeting. The next morning, sunlight pours into the luxurious Cole mansion. Harrison storms out angrily, muttering about business deals gone wrong. He slams the door behind him, leaving the house in silence. Moments later, Isabella walks into the garden. Her elegance is effortless, but today her mind is heavy. She's been quietly noticing cracks in her husband's empire and in his character. As she strolls past the driveway, she notices Amara sweeping quietly near the gates. Amara's movements are calm, but her posture is dignified. There's something about her presence that feels different and like any cleaner Isabella has ever seen. Isabella pauses. Isabella softly, "You're new here, aren't you?" Amara looks up, startled but polite. Amara, "Yes, ma'am. Just started a few weeks ago." There's an awkward silence. Isabella studies her closely, as if trying to read her soul. Then her eyes fall on something, a corner of a folder peeking out of Amara's bag. Curiosity sparks. "Isabella, what's that?" Amara hesitates, clutching the bag protectively. "Amara, just something personal." But Isabella's intuition is sharp. She smiles gently. "Isabella, may I see it?" Reluctantly, Amara hands over the folder. Isabella opens it and freezes. Her eyes widen as she flips through pages filled with degrees, awards, and glowing recommendations. She looks at Amara with disbelief. Isabella whispering, You're not just a cleaner. Who are you really?" Amara takes a deep breath. "Amara, I'm someone your husband doesn't believe exists. A woman with dreams and the strength to fulfill them." The moment hangs in the air like electricity. Isabella closes the folder slowly, her expression unreadable. But inside, a spark ignites. Isabella smiling faintly. "I think we should talk more." The scene fades as the two women walk together into the garden, their conversation just beginning. Narrator line for viewers. What Harrison never realized was that, while he mocked her, his own wife was about to uncover the truth that would change everything. The Secret Alliance. Interior. Isabella's private study. Late evening. The room glows under the warm light of a chandelier. A storm rumbles faintly outside, mirroring the tension inside the mansion. Isabella sits across from Amara at a polished oak desk. Between them lies the folder of Amara's hidden achievements. Isabella leans forward, her voice low but urgent. "Isabella? Amara, do you realize what this means? You could be running companies, leading projects, not sweeping floors." Amara looks down, her hands clenched together. "Amara, I tried. I applied everywhere. But every door closed the moment they saw my skin, heard my accent. People don't see what's inside, they only see what they want to." Isabella's jaw tightens. She knows her husband's arrogance all too well, and now she sees how deep society's cruelty runs. She rises, pacing slowly, then turns back with determination. "Isabella, what if I told you I could open a door no one else will? A door Harrison will never even know exists." Amara's eyes widen, unsure if she should trust this sudden kindness. "Amara, why would you help me? You don't even know me." Isabella pauses, her gaze heavy. "Isabella, because I know what it's like to live in someone else's shadow. Harrison may look powerful, but even I am caged in his empire. Helping you might be the first real choice I've made for myself in years." A silent bond forms. The storm outside cracks with thunder as if sealing their pact. Isabella slides a sleek black card across the desk. "Isabella, this is a contact. A private investor I trust. Meet him tomorrow. Don't tell Harrison. If he finds out, it could ruin us both." Amara takes the card with trembling hands. She's never been so close to her dream, and yet danger hangs over every word. Amara softly, "Thank you, ma'am. I won't forget this." Isabella smiles faintly, almost relieved. "Isabella, from now on, call me Isabella." The scene fades with the two women exchanging a look half trust, half fear of what's to come. Narrator line for viewers. And so, a secret alliance was born. But in a mansion built on pride and power, secrets never stay hidden for long. The suspicion awakens. Interior. Harrison's grand office, late afternoon. Tall glass windows overlook acres of farmland. Harrison sits behind his massive mahogany desk, flipping through financial reports. His brow furrows as he notices a detail that doesn't add up. He rings a small silver bell. Within moments, Amara enters, holding a tray of coffee. Harrison without looking up. Strange. My wife's been unusually busy these days. Meetings, calls, late nights, all very unlike her. He glances up suddenly, locking eyes with Amara. His tone sharpens. Harrison. And every time she's busy, you seem to disappear too. Care to explain that? Cleaner. Amara stiffens, gripping the tray tightly. She forces a polite smile. Amara? Sir. I only go where Mrs. Isabella tells me to. Nothing more. Harrison leans back in his leather chair, studying her as if trying to read her mind. Harrison smirking. You know, I've been in business long enough to smell ambition. And you, Amara? You don't walk like a cleaner. You don't speak like one either. The tray trembles slightly in Amara's hands. She bows her head to hide her fear. Amara softly. Sir, you give me too much credit. I'm just here to work. But Harrison isn't convinced. He slams the report folder shut, the sound echoing through the office. Harrison coldly. Maybe I should dig a little deeper. People aren't always who they pretend to be. Amara nods quickly, places the tray down, and leaves the room with quiet steps. But as the door closes, Harrison's expression darkens. Curiosity has turned into suspicion. Harrison has built empires by uncovering lies. But this time, the truth waiting for him will shatter his pride forever. The big reveal. Interior. Harrison's mansion, grand conference hall, morning. A long polished table, shining chandeliers, and the top board members of Harrison's company seated in suits. Harrison sits at the head, proud and confident, sipping coffee. Suddenly, the double doors open. Isabella, his wife, enters gracefully, holding a folder. Behind her walks Amara, dressed in a sleek business suit instead of her cleaner's uniform. Her poise, her walk, her confidence, everything screams leadership. Board member 1 whispering, Is that the cleaner? Board member 2 stunned. No, that's something else. Harrison freezes, his cup clattering back onto the saucer. His face drains of color. Harrison furious, pointing. What is the meaning of this? Why is she here? Isabella calmly places the folder on the table, her eyes steady. Isabella firmly, because today, Harrison, I'm introducing the new chief executive officer of this company. She gestures toward Amara. Isabella smiling. Everyone, meet Amara Johnson, Harvard graduate, business strategist, and the woman who turned down offers from Fortune 500 companies because she believed in building something greater. Gasps ripple through the room. Amara steps forward, her voice calm but commanding. Amara, good morning, everyone. I know this may be surprising, but I assure you, I've been preparing for this role longer than you can imagine. The board leans in, intrigued. Harrison slams his fist on the table. Harrison shouting, This is insane. She's a cleaner. Nothing more. Amara turns slowly toward him, her eyes burning with quiet fire. Amara confidently, No, Mr. Harrison, I was a cleaner because you threw away my resume. You never even gave me a chance. But your wife did. She saw beyond appearances. And today I stand here not as your servant, but as your equal. In fact, your superior. The room goes silent. The board members exchange impressed looks. Isabella folds her arms, victorious. Isabella to Harrison, coldly. You mocked her. Harrison, you underestimated her. And now, she's going to lead what you built. Better than you ever could. Close up on Harrison's face, red with humiliation. Speechless, trembling with rage. Narrator line for viewers. He thought power was his birthright. But today, pride became his downfall. Amara lifts her chin high, looking straight into the camera as if addressing the audience. Amara smiling. Never let anyone tell you what you can't be. Your worth isn't defined by their arrogance, it's defined by your truth. If this story inspired you, don't just scroll away. Hit that like button, share it with someone who needs courage today, and subscribe for more powerful stories that prove one thing: respect is earned, not given.